Hello, and thank you for joining me on this beautiful Thursday evening where we're going to do one more French dish for the month, which is a beautiful coq au vin. So I hope you've got everything ready. We're going to give everyone a minute or so to jump on and to make sure you're ready to cook along with me tonight. So I'm going to grab my chicken because it's not going to work without it. Okay. So we've got a little bit of cooking time on this one today, only about 20 or 25 minutes. So I've got a little thing extra that I'm going to show you that lots of you have asked for. So you have to wait and see what that is. But I'm very excited to be here again with you cooking along. So we are going to start by heating up some butter and some oil together. And then we're going to cook off our onion and garlic. I do have some steamed baby potatoes as well, which was in the recipe. You can serve this with anything that you choose. So I'm choosing to go with the little steamed potatoes. But if you wanted to put it with some rice or some mash or something else, then absolutely you do what suits you. So we're going to probably get going. Let's just get this happening today. So let's get started. We are going to start by melting our butter and oil together. So it's about 25 grams of butter. I'm going to pop in there. Beautiful. And a couple of tablespoons of oil. We'll just pop in there as well. So I've got this set for 4 minutes. Now, you can just set it for 1 minute to melt the butter and the oil and then stop it, go add another 3. But I've just decided, you know what, I'm just going to put 4 minutes on it and I'm going to watch. That's the beauty of our Cook Expert, is that we can see exactly what's going on in here. So I'm just melting down my butter and my oil together first. So it takes about a minute. And then we're going to add our onion and our garlic. So at the moment I've got it on 2A at 120 degrees. And as I mentioned, I've got it on there for about 4 minutes, but I'm going to stop it once I can see that that's all melted. And then start it again with my onion and my garlic. So please let us know where you're watching from tonight. Would also love to know if you're cooking along with us tonight. So we always like to know that. And if you are going to be ready to eat at the end of this beautiful recipe. So as usual, we try to stick under 30 minutes. So I'll probably slide in there at about the 30-minute mark tonight. So you will all get to eat very soon, I promise. And we can see now that that heat's coming off, and I'm happy that that is nice and melted. Can you hear that? It's also doing that beautiful noise. Are you ready? We're going to add our onion. We're going to add 3 cloves of crushed garlic in there as well. And then we're just going to fry that off for the last couple of minutes. Now, the reason that I like to use 2A when I'm doing this is because I don't want the onion just to continually spin. I want it to spend a little bit of time cooking on the bottom as well. So we want that sort of fried off look and feel to our onion with the garlic and the butter and the oil. So we'll let that, can you hear that sizzle? I don't know whether you can hear that. Let's see. Ooh, delicious. Anyway, nothing better than the smell of onion and garlic cooking away. So we're going to fry that off for about 3 minutes. And then we're going to get ready to add our chicken and our flour. So I've got a couple of tablespoons of plain flour, actually about 20 grams of plain flour, and I've got my chicken thighs. Now, chicken thighs. If your chicken thighs are huge, you might need to cut them more than in half. So in my recipe instructions, it says to cut the chicken thighs lengthways in half. So therefore, I'm going to get basically pieces like this, okay? If you've got steroid-injected chicken thighs and you need to cut them a little bit smaller, maybe cut them in half long ways and then short ways as well, but I'll leave it up to you. We do want those bigger pieces of chicken in this dish. It does actually cook quite quickly. You'll be quite surprised how quickly it does cook, even with pieces this size, because we've got that temperature at 120 degrees. So normally a coq au vin will take you a good couple of hours to cook, but I wanted to do one that, of course, we want to be able to get home from work, throw on and be eating in 30 minutes for you. So that's why I've done it this way. So that must be just about at the end with our chicken and our flour ready to go in just a minute. If I could see the time. I'm trying to, I can see in the little reflection there, 1:20, look at that. So yes, so once that's done, we're going to add all of that in. So I used 10 thigh fillets. So, you know, if you wanted to add a few more, you know, basically have a look at the size of what you're going to fit in here. Of course, if you've got the XL bowl, then by all means you can go a bit harder. But it does quite fill the bowl at the 10 pieces that we've got here. So we'll get that in just a minute. So in regards to the rest of my ingredients, I've got 1.5 cups of red wine and 1.5 cups of chicken stock. We've got some Swiss brown mushrooms. If you couldn't find Swiss brown, then white mushrooms are okay. Don't be too concerned about it. It's just got a little bit of a stronger taste with the Swiss brown. I've also got some diced up bacon, some tomato paste, my carrots. So my carrots I've just diced into little cubes. If you've got a dicer attached to your food processor, then you could have done that in your dicer with your dicing kit. And I think that is about everything. Of course, we'll add some salt and pepper to that as well. And we are down to 15 seconds. Okay, are we ready? So I will add the lid back on when we do the chicken and the flour. And all I want to do is give the chicken a bit of a coating with the flour. So that's what we're going to do next. And we're just going to pop that on for... One day there will be smell-o-vision. And we'll all be talking about, remember when we never used to be able to smell what she was cooking? Imagine that. Okay. Just give that a little scrape down. Get all that garlic in there. And I'm going to add my flour. Now I'm going to put the cap back on. I'm then going to add a minute. So I'm going to keep everything the same. I like that I've realised I can see the reflection tonight. And we're just going to let that chicken have a little bit of a flip around with our flour just to give it that bit of a coating. So going to help thicken our sauce. Now it is quite a saucy dish. It is, so don't be afraid. There is quite a lot of liquid. So that's why I think it would also be really nice with rice or something that would really soak that liquid up as well. But it also does soak in through overnight as well. I found that the next day it sort of, you know, got a little bit thinner as well. But it's meant to be quite a saucy dish, so don't be too afraid of that. So next we're going to get ready to add in the rest of our ingredients, with the exception, of course, of our potatoes and our parsley. So we'll get all of that ready. Got our bacon, tomato paste, carrots, mushrooms, and we've got some bay leaves there as well. Now I do tend to want to put in the sort of bigger ingredients first and then finish off with the liquid on the top, to wash all that through as well. So we'll get that on and we'll get going. Oh, I can already smell how divine this is. Okay. So has anyone gone out of their comfort zone and done anything else special this month, celebrating French month? Or are you all sort of just looking at the things that we've done? Also, I'd like to know who's tried the tomato soup that I put on there. I think that went up last week on Facebook. Oh, delicious. If you've tried it, please let us know, because I didn't ever think that I would like tomato soup until now. I'm a fan. I'm a converted. Okay, so as I said, and you can probably see, give you a little look, it is quite full, okay? So I also, as you know, like to push the limits. Okay, so I'm going to pop in our tomato paste in there as well. Glad I've got a dishwasher for the end of all this. And then, of course, our chicken stock. Our red wine. Now, you can do this as a white wine version. So if you're not a red wine fan, you actually can replace the red wine with white wine. It has another name and it's escaped me when it's white. So if anyone knows, pop it on there for me. So rather than using the red wine, absolutely you can use white. So that's another option for you. And don't use the tomato paste. So you're not going to get any red colour in there as well. I'm not even going to attempt to play with that. I'm just going to let it go. And I couldn't get fresh thyme today. Devastated. So I'm just going to have to add a little bit of dry thyme. But if you've got fresh thyme, please add that. Much prefer that than the dried. But, you know, when you're desperate, it's not much you can do. Okay, Are we ready? Now, I'm going to set this, I think I said about 25 minutes, but I'm actually going to drop that to 20. The reason is that I found that it cooked beautifully within the 25 minutes, but I feel like I could just have dropped it a little bit. If not, we'll add the extra 5 at the end. But what I love now is this with the 1A, is that just given it a really good stir, and I can already see chicken coming up through the dish so that we know that it's going to get nice and cooked in there. Okay, so let's move all this aside. I could pack my dishwasher now, but I think that'd kind of be boring viewing, so I won't do that to you. And I'm going to push this aside, and I'm going to show you. Okay, I don't know whether you can still see that, but it doesn't matter. We don't need to see it. It's just going to cook away. No trick photography or anything, I promise. And I'm going to get out my food processor. Now, of course, if you've only got a cook expert, you can't be doing this at the same time, but it's not something that goes with coq au vin. Anyway, I'm just wanting to show you this because I'm really excited by this one. And if I show you potatoes, will anyone guess what it is that I'm going to do? Now, I just realised that I'm missing something, so you're going to have to just let me disappear for 1 second. We'll cut that out later. I'm back. Okay, and that is that I need my disc support. Okay. So, has anyone guessed what I'm doing yet? I'm not starting until someone gets it right. Well, actually, I can't see whether anyone gets it right, so that'd be a silly statement, wouldn't it? So, I am going to do, some of you might have seen me do this on TBSN, and we've had lots of requests for it, lots of requests for the recipe. I'm pretty sure the recipe is up on the app, but I thought, you know what better way to learn to do something new than me actually showing you how to do it. Has anyone guessed yet? I really wish that I could see the comments. So, it starts, I'll give you a clue, it starts with the disc support. I've decided I'm going to go with my MIDI bowl in there like that, and I'm going to use a disc from my creative kit, and the disc I'm going to use, has anyone guessed yet? But the disc I'm going to use is my 1mm slicing disc. That's got to help to give it away. Potatoes, 1mm slicing disc, come on. Okay. Also, while I'm actually, no, we'll go through that in a minute. Okay, are you ready? So what I want to do is I want to slice some of my potatoes 1mm thin. Okay, so what am I doing with these potatoes? I'm going to show you how to make your own homemade potato crisps. These are sensational. They are so easy to do. You do not need to preheat the oven for these ones because we're going to cook them in the microwave. So some of you may not have seen this one and may not have heard, but we've had a lot of requests for it. The microwave. Honestly, I tried the oven and they just were nowhere near as good as the microwave. Okay, are you ready? Stop talking and put in your potato. Didn't think it would fit. Stay. Okay, are we ready? So all I do is, now I have tried this on the 2mm slicer. It doesn't work. It's not as good. So don't kind of think, oh, I'm going to do that. You're going to waste your potatoes. You're going to be disappointed and you're going to be thinking that it's all my fault. It's not. It's the 1mm blade. Okay, so I'll explain where you get the 1mm blade from. You can buy it on its own if you don't have it, but you can also get it in a set, which I'll take you through in a minute. So I have now got all these beautifully, perfectly, thinly sliced, look at them, potatoes. And I'm just going to pull them apart a little bit, pop them into a freezer bag. You could do this into a bowl as well, but you know what? I'm less washing up today. I've got a hot date. No, I'm joking. Or am I? So, we're going to put them all in here, like this, and then I'm going to add some olive oil to these, okay? So we don't have to overdo it. I'm just going to give it a little trickle, and we're going to just give them a little, whoops, honestly. Give them a little flip in there like so. And then I've got my plate. So all you need is a microwave safe plate. So that's the first thing. Then you need a piece of baking paper to go on the top of that, like so. And then all I'm going to do is get my potatoes and I'm going to line them. See, this is far more entertaining than me attempting to sing or dance while the food's cooking, isn't it? Well, unless you prefer to see me sing and dance, I'm quite happy to entertain you. Okay. We're good. Get on as many of these as we can. So every time I did these on TVSN, I think that by the time I went to go on air, there was almost none left because people got wind of them and were eating them all on me. But that's okay because they are amazing. Now, you don't really want them touching if you can help it. Oh, look, I can keep squeezing that there. Where's my cloth? Okay. Now, my microwave is just a microwave. It's not anything special. It just is a microwave. Defrosts, reheats, cooks. Okay, are we ready? I'm going to pop those in. Now, mine is an 1100 watt microwave. I'm pretty sure it's 1100. I didn't change the temperature or anything on it. I'm going to leave it at 1100. And it is going in there for 5 minutes. So usually I do 5 to 6. It completely depends on your microwave. So let's just give that a minute to do its thing. And then when that is finished, we'll get them out and I'll show you what to do with them next. Is anyone surprised that you can do this in a microwave? Because I was just like, no way, not possible. How's that going to work? So the 1mm disc comes on its own, so you can purchase it on its own. Or this is actually one of my favourite sets when it comes to the grating, like, you know, your grating blades and things. It is called the Creative Kit. Now, there's 2 different Creative Kits, so just be careful. This is the Creative Kit that is like the bomb. So it comes with the Parmesan disc. So this is great for all those hard cheeses and it does such a great job. So that's that one there. Comes in the little box as well. And then we also have our 6mm grater. So I actually use the 6mm grater when I want to do zoodles. So if you don't have a spiralizer, you can do zoodles this way as well. All you need to do is cut your zucchinis in bigger pieces, remove your XL feeding tube and pop it in. And then when it does your 6mm slices, they're kind of quite long and they're a sort of perfect size then to do your zoodle. So it's a really great way to be able to do quick, easy zoodle. So that's a 6mm grater. You know how sometimes you can get extra bits for things and you think, oh, you get them, oh, I don't know why I did that. I really am not going to use it. Every single one of these 3 discs I use all the time. So our 1mm slicer, our 6mm grater and our Parmesan disc as well. So it's always nice to buy Parmesan and have it and grate it yourself. Completely different flavour to buying it already grated. Already grated cheese you have to be really careful of too because it does contain anti-caking agents to stop it sticking. So fresh is always best. So that is that little set there. So we've got a couple of minutes on our potatoes to keep going. And we're going to just slide this across. Now hopefully you can still see this one, because I want to see how long it's got, but now I've moved it, I probably can't see. Oh, there we are. 11 minutes. Is that what it says? See, I can see far away. It's the close bit that kills me. Okay, so that is cooking away. It smells absolutely beautiful, so we'll let that keep going. I do have that. I'm pretty sure I've got that on. I can't remember now whether I've got it on 1A or I should have changed it to 2A. I'm all confused. Okay, no, I want to drop it to 1A. So let's just go along. I can't see anything. Okay, let me just go and have a look. I think it's stirring a little bit more than I want it to stir. So we're going to go and drop that to 1A. So sorry if I've confused anyone, but we're going to go down to 1A and just let that stir every couple of minutes instead. So I've got lots of potatoes to do now, so I'm just going to get the rest of these out. Do you know how expensive it is to buy these sorts of fancy potatoes and you know, sliced veg? So your beetroot chips. So you could do any sort of chip with this. So you can do your sweet potato chips, you can do your beetroot chips, you can do, sorry, I'm looking for my cloth. You can do lots of different types of, you know, your flavours. You can also do different seasonings on them as well. So if you wanted to do a Moroccan spice or a, you know, whatever you've got in the pantry, it's a really great way to be able to just do something different. You know those, you know, you're at home, it's raining, you couldn't be bothered to go out, you want to watch a movie, don't have any chips in the cupboard. It's so simple. I don't take the skin off them and I use red potatoes. So in my investigative work that I did for these, that's what I found. So while that's cooking, I'm actually going to get some more ready. Oh, I'm just going to have a look at them in the microwave though, because they are looking good. You know what? Let me just get rid of this. Honestly, I need a bigger kitchen. Come on, new house. Get that thing happening. Okay. Well, I reckon that's been 4.5 minutes. And I think they could be done. Oh, all but the middle one. It's not quite done, but that's okay. Whew. Now the plate gets hot. I'm warning you. Okay, so we've got those there. We want them to cool down. Now, my next tip is we want to salt them. I've got a hair on me. Sorry, I can feel it. We want to salt them. The best salt. I'm just going to check. Let's just check. Hang on. They're crunchy. The best salt, don't use normal salt. That's way too salty, I've found. Himalayan rock salt. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that. And then I would get a bowl. I don't even have a bowl. What's going on? And I would just get those there. I need to put another lot on because now, so that was 4.5 minutes. Actually, that's the quickest I've done them. So I don't know what the difference is. Maybe it's because the heater's on, the air's warm. Oh, I don't know. I'm just making it up. Okay, so I'm going to pop some more in. Whoop. So that middle one, oh, hang on, it still might actually be, didn't quite, oh, still crunchy actually. How rude of me eating in front of you. Okay, so that's that first lot done. I just wish I had a bowl. It's not happening. What was in there? I don't even know what was in there. Okay. Because I want to use the plate and keep cooking. You know what? We're just going to pop them on the bench. My bench is clean. And you're not having to eat them. It's only my children that'll be in here and as soon as it's finished. No doubt, because I love them. And then I just keep doing this. So just alternate the plate. So by the time you get the next lot ready, the other lot's ready. Gives you time to make lots and lots and lots of them. Doesn't really take, when you think about it, it doesn't, I mean, it's a little bit of time, a little bit time consuming, but it is totally worth it. Absolutely 100% worth it. They are so divine. Okay, so we've got the next lot ready to go. And we've got dinner on. Goodness gracious, it's all happening here tonight. Put those aside. Let's get this up here. Let's see where we're at. Where are we? Oh, see, now I can't see the time again. Oh my gosh, where is it? I probably look silly staring at you all. Oh, hang on, if I go like this, it'll light up, won't it? There we go, 6 minutes. Perfect. And like I said, I've only put it on for 20. My instructions say 25, but I just want to check it because this has actually got some bubbling going on in there as well. Smells absolutely beautiful. So remember, if you don't like red wine, you can change it to white wine. Just take out the red, put in white, and add, remove your tomato paste, okay? So you don't want the tomato paste in if you're doing it with the white wine. Because obviously, I'm not a red wine drinker at all, really. So it is sort of nice to have, I actually quite like this dish. It's still quite a nice flavoured dish. But yes, if you're really offended by red, then go with the white. Okay, so we've got a couple minutes left on these chips. Don't they look amazing? Can you see them all from there, I hope? So delicious. I just wish I had a bowl to put them in, like a chip bowl. No, it's not happening. Okay, so what have we got going on at the moment? We have got, what do we have at the moment? We're coming out of French month, so that's been a really good month of lots of different things. Like I said, if you've done anything crazily French in your Magimix, we'd love to hear about it. Jump on and have a look at the creme brulee. I think the creme brulee went on today. Have a look at the creme brulee. That was a fun one to do. I love creme brulee. So the creme brulee recipe, sorry, I'm just going to have a quick look at this. I know it's still got 5 to go. Oof. It is actually coming together absolutely magnificently. And like I said, smells amazing. Okay. Put that back on. Get that going again. Yeah, creme brulee. So the creme brulee recipe that I used is actually the recipe that's in the book. So if you haven't seen the Facebook that I did, the clip that I did, have a look at that. I'm pretty sure it went up today. But it is a super simple one because normally when we do a creme brulee, we need to pop that creme brulee into like a bain-marie style setup and into the oven, just for that initial cooking of the custard part. But with this one, it just sets in the fridge and it is delicious. So it sets quite firm, but once you've put your caster sugar on the top and then done, you're burning with your blowtorch, that custard softens beautifully and it's absolutely delicious. So please give that one a go. Super simple, such a beautiful custard to eat and to be able to do. I think the one that I did makes 4. So if you needed to double it, I'm sure that doubling it wouldn't be a problem at all. But yes, 4 creme brulees all to yourself, or you could share with one other person and have 2 each, or if you're really nice, you could eat it with 3 other people. So I'd prefer option 1 to go with all of them myself. Okay, so where are we at? How long have we got? We're nearly there. Oh, look at that. We are nearly there. 3 minutes and 20 to go. Okay, how's my chips going? See, I find this time they might need slightly longer than the first batch. Let's have a look. Plate gets hot, by the way. Yeah. So they're going to take another minute. And then we're going to have another batch of potato chips ready to go. Right, so red potatoes, 1mm slicer, Himalayan rock salt, not normal sea salt, or normal, table salt. And you are absolutely going to love them. I want to know actually if anyone's tried them yet. And if you have, whether you've done different spices. And I also want to know, because I have tried cooking these in the oven, they just don't work. I don't know what it is, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. If anyone's got some ideas on how I could get it right, please by all means share your ideas with us. I have not tried the air fryer though, I will say, because my air fryer is really not that huge and it's sort of not like layering. I don't know how I'd go, so I haven't tried that yet. But feel free to share your ideas with us because we all love to share and we all love to know what you're doing. Oh my gosh, this smells so amazing. Okay, we've got a couple minutes left on those chips and we've got another lot ready to go. Let me move this out of the way again. Oh, you can even hear them sizzling like you've had them in the oven. Okay, next lot in. I like to do the salt when they're still a little bit warm because I find that the salt sticks to them a little bit better. Now I can remove those from off the bench. Put those back. Oh my gosh, look at those. Are you ready? I'm going to eat one so you can see how crunchy they are. Ready? I don't want to chew with my mouth open so you can hear the crunch, but hopefully you could hear that crunch. They are amazing. They are absolutely perfect. Let me snap one in half so you can... Ready? In my microphone. Did you hear that? They're amazing. Absolutely amazing. Please try them. Please let us know if you have tried them and if you've done different flavourings, because I'd like to know that as well. Okay, we are down to the wire now, I think, with this. I'm going to check whether we're done, if it needs a little bit longer. And like I said, depends on, of course, the size of your chicken thighs as well. Cut them a little bit smaller if you need to, but don't dice them into tiny pieces, okay? We want these big pieces of chicken through this dish. We want to be able to eat it with a knife and fork. It's not a lounge meal. Sorry. If you want to eat it on the lounge, chop it before you sit down. That's up to you. But this is more, it's a beautiful dish that you can sit up at the table, have a nice bottle of red or a nice bottle of white, and then really enjoy these beautiful flavours that are all coming together in this dish. Okay, now I'm just going to check just to see if we are good. I love the size of this bowl. You're going to be feeding 6 people so easily in here. Okay. Now, like I said, it is quite a soupy, saucy dish. Now, I want to get a bit out and make sure that it's cooked, because does anyone like raw chicken? Not I. Okay. So I'm just going to get a little bit out, and I'm going to just double check, because we don't want to give anyone food poisoning at all. Okay, a little pair of tongs might be better. Okay, let me get a biggish piece of chicken out of there. Oh, I love how it really absorbs in all of that flavour with that wine as well. Oh, that is actually cooked absolutely perfectly, and that was in the 20 minutes, not the 25. So I think it is just a little balance between the 20 and the 25 that you want to be watching, just so that you can make sure that you get it right. And like I said, it's all got to do with the size of the pieces as well. So let me now, what's the time, by the way? I think I'm smashing it. It's like 6:30. It's dinner time, isn't it? Now, the other thing you might want to check is that your carrots are good enough for you, and they are. Got that nice still firmness. I always like things to be a little bit firm. If you want them cooked a little bit more. Now, like I do with most things, is if I was going to eat this tonight, I would let it sit for 10 minutes before I eat, okay? But of course, you all are not going to want to sit there for 10 minutes while we watch it rest. So I'm going to pop that in like that. Oh, these mushrooms as well. I'm going to put a little bit of that beautiful juice in there. And there we have, oh my gosh. It smells amazing, absolutely amazing. So here we are. We have got our beautiful coq au vin with our little baby roast steamed potatoes, and that beautiful chicken, mushroom and carrot, and that beautiful flavour. So I hope you enjoy it. It's another really quick and easy one. It's a midweek meal, but it's also a really nice one that you can surprise and entertain your friends with on the weekend as well. So bon appetit. Let us know what you think about your potato chips when you give them a go as well. Hope you all enjoyed today, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye for now.